Okay. Hello, everybody. This is kind of like a devlog, I guess. I'm showing off the tower UI, the tower selection UI for my tower defense game. And if you guys want to take inspiration from it, if you're making a tower defense game, feel free. I'll show you the code as well as everything else. So yeah, so I'm just gonna open up the tower UI and just go through it. So I have it in a frame in game GUI called selection. Also, this is going off of the gnome code tower defense add-on. So the tower defense tutorial series. Anyways, um what you're gonna see is there's a lot of stuff, all of this. So we can actually ignore all of these because these are all just for the UI itself and making it look good. I'm not going to go into total damage or total cost today because these are like those are somebody else's add-on. So yeah. If we go into, I think we're gonna start off with just the title. And for a title we have an image label and a tower name. I use a UI gradient and a UI stroke, as you can see, to just make it look how it looks. And the main bit of the title is where you have the image label and the tower name. So if I open up replicated storage and I go to towers, and I'm just going to select guard, and this is going to be our example. So I'm going to make a copy of him. And we're just going to use our guard tower here. You can see this is his tower image. So inside guard, we have a config, and this is a configuration, and it has a lot of stuff that I have added on. But the main thing we're going to need for getting the tower name and the tower image is base tower. Okay, and I recommend either doing that or tower name. But these two are the same, so I could probably remove tower name and set it up to base tower. But I have tower name. Base tower is for my skin system. So tower name, and what you do is in your game controller, we're going to find what is it? We've got this. It's called selection. As you can see, everything is GUI.selection, and GUI is just game GUI. So it'll have been mentioned up top. Local GUI equals starter GUI dot game GUI, and that's how we have GUI here. So it's called title and then tower name. So we're gonna find title and tower name. As you can see, you have to make it dot text, but then you make it equal to the config dot tower name dot value, which just means the value which is of tower name. So whatever this is, whatever value this is, we're gonna make it the tower name text. So this is gonna be whatever this is. So if I just hide this real quickly and give a demonstration, if I load into the game, we can show that if you have a different tower, it will have the tower name will be the name of the tower. So ignore all of this because this is just a bunch of stuff that I've been testing and it doesn't really work. But I'm just gonna go into tutorial. I've also got a bunch of systems. If this video does well, or if you guys really want to see something, I can kind of show off how I did it. But I'm just gonna select easy mode, you know, and just wait a little bit. Okay, and if I just get my samurai, who, as you can see, has a skin. You can see his name is Samurai here. I'm just gonna give myself a bunch of cash. It stays the same with every single upgrade because I've set it to be Samurai, but you can change this to be whatever you want. I have Rifleman here. his name is different to Samurai. We have our guard tower here. We also have a cliff tower. I can show you how to do that. That's a skin. And you can see his name is Marksman. And then I have factory. So yeah, that's just how the tower name works. And the same for the image label. So if I just wait for this all to figure itself out, I'm just going to come into here. You can see title.imagelabel.image. You want to make sure this is image is equal to the config.towerimage.texture. So if I make this visible again, boom, and then I select on our guard, you can see that we have an image, which is going to be the upgrade image. I'll get to that later. And tower image. You're going to just set the color map content to whatever you want. In my case, I'm going to set it to the tower image there. And I'll just set that to that. So obviously you have to repeat this. These two will have to be the same throughout all the upgrades, but that's really easy. You can just copy and paste them in. And obviously, again, it has to be image label.image equals config.towerimage.texture. So, yeah. Alright. Next thing we're going to move on to is going to be this section here, which is just handling the levels. So if I scroll down, you can see we have, is it extra? No. So we've done title. We have our stats, which is all of this here. So I'll get to that in a second. We have extra stats, which those two are from a other tutorial. If you want it, I can link it down in the description. We have our detections. I'm going to show that off. It's action. So we have action. And action has a lot. We have a frame, which is just our upgrade image, our level, and our level name. So I'm going to go through the frame first. So in game controller, we're going to see we have action. And we have quite a few actions, but we're just going to look for action.frame. Right, and as you can see, there's 3 here, which matches up to our 3. So I'm going to show you the level name dot text is equal to the config level name dot value. And what you're going to do is you're going to come into here, into our guard, and you're going to give it a level name like this. And you're just going to give it a name, and it's going to be put in there. And when you upgrade a tower, it's going to follow that name. So if I actually go into upgrades guard and then find max level guard, as you can see, he does have a level name, but it's max level. Because he's the max level, there's no upgrade value. Whereas in here there is an upgrade, it's a object value. Because there's no upgrade value, because we can't upgrade him further, we're gonna give him max level. So yeah. Level is just like level 1, and that is in here. You can see we put it so that the level.text, this is important, equals, and I've set it so that it shows the level, and I recommend having a space here. So if I delete this, it would be, this would come out as level 1, but with the space is going to come out as level 1 like this. And you have to remember to have the 2 dots to connect it together. It's going to be config.level.value. And you can see here local config equals selected tower dot config. So you can make this capital if you want. I then just went with these two are part of the other stuff I'm not going to go into today because they're not mine. But yeah, you can see our level.value, and it would then come off with this, but that would be ... And you just go through. So I have a level, and you're just going to make an integer value because we don't need a string. It's just an integer. You can make it whatever you want. You can make this 5, and then this would show 5. But because this is base, I put it at 0. I keep it at 0. And so we've done level and level name. And then if you want an image for the upgrading, you can see we have here GUI.selection.action.frame.upgrade image. Remember the dot image, this is important. Equals config.image.texture. And I've called it image just here. And again, you set this to the upgrade image. So I would set this to this one here because that's the upgrade. So that's all of the frame done, which is just your level number, your level name, and your image. And you can put this in any order, okay? It doesn't have to be how I've done it. Your UI does not have to be like mine, okay? It can be in a completely random order. You could have the level up here if you want, just away from it. But just having those can really help a player understand what the level is and kind of has that quality of life, I guess. Now we're going to go into info, and info is something that I did on my own. So you can see we have the background, border, and opacity, which just makes it look how it does, like this. If you want, I can show you. We have text stuff, and I have a UI list layout and detail 1 through 5. You can add more. This is just how I would do it. You could have this as a scrolling frame and actually have a bunch more if you want, or if you need to, if you're trying to convey some stuff. But what you do is in-game controller, you can see right here, details. You go into set action, which is here, .info, which is all of the information, .text stuff. And I do this 5 times. It's really simple. You can copy and paste and then change the numbers. But just call them detail 1 through 5 if you want, and then call these detail 1 through 5 equals config.detail1.value. And these are really important because if I come to the tower, you can see we have detail 1 through 5. This is just an upgrade, so you can see damage goes from 2 to 4 in detail 2, our speed, which is our attack speed there, and then this would say maybe the range, and then does it gain hidden detection or does it gain anything else. And you can change these, you can change them with level, and this will then update as well. But the way that I do it is by writing in capitals damage, and then I'll just show it in here. The way I do it is by going, say, damage, putting in the colon, and then a space, and then just from 2, and then greater than 4, or to 4. And I put a space between them so that you can really clearly see it. But this is kind of like an arrow. You can do an arrow if you want, but I just do that for ease of use. So I'm sorry if this is a really awkward video. I'm just showing off what I've done. I'm kind of proud of it. Yeah, so we've got the values here, and they just match up to these. And so if I go back into a game, which means I'm going to have to hide selection, make it invisible, hit F5, and we wait. I'm just going to wait for this to load. Yeah, this does take some time because it's a big game. I'm just going to go back to tutorial because that's the tutorial map. Colors also mean something. If you want, in another video, I'll go through how I did all of that. Just going to make it easy again. Alright, I'm just going to grab Samurai. I'm going to give myself a bunch of cash. I need to remove the burst, but as you can see, damage goes from 4 to 8, and range goes from 4 to 5. And if you watch, this should go to 5, and this should go to 8. Which it does, and you can see, it's different. And it just keeps changing. So you can see that for the max level of Samurai, I put a lot down. And there we go. So you just have to set it per upgrade what you want to write in it. And then obviously for max level, you just leave them blank. Don't delete them, but leave them blank. And also if you're not gonna do anything, like if you only need 2 lines, just leave the other 3 blank. I don't know if you could just delete like detail 5, 4, and 3 if you don't need them, but I recommend just leaving them blank. So yeah, that's just the, if I come back to selection and turn it back on, hold on. Also, never click clips descendants, because that ruins it for me. I don't know if it would. That's the info. So we've done the frame, which is the upgrade stuff. We've done the name and the image, and we've done the information. So there's sell and no upgrade. And what these are is if you don't own the tower, it's not going to let you be able to upgrade them or sell them. So if I go to game controller, I'm going to come down to here. And then this is automatically set, but if config.owner.value equals the player, local player.name, then make the cell visible and the no cell invisible. So just set cell visible equals true, and no cell visible equals false. And the target mode equals true. And if you can upgrade the tower, then upgrade.visible equals true, no upgrade equals false. Else, if it is yours, but there is no upgrade, so you can't upgrade it anymore, then we just make the no upgrade visible equals true. Else, if it's not, so this here means if it's not your tower, the upgrade will not be visible. So if it's somebody else's tower, you cannot upgrade it. The no upgrade will be true, so it's just that. You cannot sell it, so the no sell will be true, and you cannot change the target mode. So yeah, you've seen how they work. I'm not going to put this in server and clients actually, because this is on here, but if it's not your tower, it will show this, and this won't be visible here, so it just won't be there. It'll tell you the targeting though. I would probably change upgrade cost instead of saying max level to be the upgrade cost, which like is just here. So I'm just gonna very quickly add this in. GUI dot section dot action dot no upgrade dot grade cost dot text equals upgrade, and then the config dot cost dot value. And then instead of making it true, we're also then going to say GUI dot selection dot action dot no upgrade dot text equals max level. I'm just going to copy this here, so this line, just going to copy it, I'm going to put it here after no upgrade, so that you can still see the upgrade cost. But if it's max level, then it's going to be max level, but it's still going to be grayed out so that you can't select it. Which what you can do is find interactable, and you can just turn that off. And selectable, I just turned that off as well. And then it's the same for a no cell. You've got the cell. You can just turn interactable off, because yeah. So that's the no cell and no upgrade. And then cell and upgrade are the same thing, except they're their colors, which I'm sure you've seen, but here they are. So I've set them to say 10, but it will say the correct number. If we go to here, you can see the upgrade cost, because we have upgrade, and then upgrade, the text button, and then the upgrade cost is hold on, I'm just gonna fix this because I don't think I've done it well. no upgrade dot upgrade, and here we're just gonna say dot upgrade. No upgrade dot upgrade dot upgrade cost. Alright, so they just, yeah, that should be good. Okay, sorry about that. So the action dot upgrade cost. So upgrade cost dot text is going to be the upgrade $ space and then config cost value, and then the sell amount is sell 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 and then the text, which you can see is 10 here. It'll be sell $ and then the sell amount, which is also set in U. So as we can see, we have the sell amount, which I make to be half of the total amount you've spent. So just add on, just take the entire total cost so far and have it, so you get half of your money back. And then there's price, which is how much it costs to be put down or to upgrade. So there's price. Right, this is going to be hard. So price is how much it is to have been put down. So I'm pretty sure in the gnome code, price is just it. So price would be, oh, we place guard level 0 down for 250. Cost is purely there for this, as you can see, config.cost value. But if I want to upgrade him for 125 bucks, I'm going to put the cost as 125. So this shows 125. But then in guard level 1, so we're going to come to guard level 1, you can see that his price is 125. So internally, guard level 1 cost 125 bucks to exist, which is just the upgrade cost. And then the cost here would be how much this shows to upgrade. So in this case, it's 250. So then guard level 2, you would put the price as 250 and then the cost to upgrade as 1,000. Just as an example. But we're gonna stick with our main guard right now. So that's the selection with action. So that's sell. And target, we have T mode, which is what the target is. So in game controller, I don't think we set it here. Oh, we do. Okay. So the target.tmode.target.text is the target mode.value, and the target mode changes when we set the target mode, which is done in the tower script. Where is it? Here it is. Nope. Where is it? You can see target here is that. Alright. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Oh no, here it is. Change mode. So in change mode, we then have modes. It's just that, yeah. So T mode is that, and then you have T mode.target. Then we have target mode, which is how you switch it, and then target. So target is just an image button, so you can click it and it changes the targeting mode, and that shows. So that's action done. We've done the sell, upgrade, information, and targeting. We've done the level, we've done image, and that. So now we're gonna move on to stats. and stats as a frame, and we have cooldown, damage, range, and text label. Now, text label is just stats, so we can ignore it. Then we have range, damage, and cooldown. So if I go into damage, you're going to see we have a UI stroke, and the way I do it is if I go into here, we go from a light red to a dark red. Here, a dark red. Same position, we just lower down. Now I flip it so it's 90. So it's from light to dark. And then the UI stroke is a really dark red to really give it a pop. And you can see that with the blue or with the yellow. Then we have an image label, which is just the image. So we can ignore that. But the damage itself, oh, you can see with text is the same, but as those. So with the damage text in game controller, this is in stats. So you can see frame, because it's in the frame, dot damage dot text equals the config dot damage dot value. So in here, you can see we have the cooldown, which will be this here, the damage, which will be this one here, and the range, which will be this one here. And you just name these accordingly, so cooldown, damage, and range. Then game controller, you set it, so cooldown dot text is a cooldown value, range dot text is the range value, and damage dot text is the damage value. And yeah, that's just the selection. There's then also detections, which I'm gonna go through very quickly. So we have flying detection 1, flying detection 2, which is below it, hidden detection 1 and hidden detection 2, which is below it. It's just so that you can set it. So if you want a tower to hit hiddens, there's gonna be a tutorial or an add-on for that, which you can find. I'm not gonna go through it. I could probably go through that very quickly, but we're just gonna, if you want a tower to hit hiddens or flying, let's say, or anything that has a special property, I'm gonna go to guard level 3, because I know guard level 3 does guard. You can see we put a bool value and we call it hidden, and you make it true. And that way, in-game controller, we're gonna do here, if not, so if the selected tower does not have a hidden value, so it doesn't have this, then set hidden detection 1.visible false. Else, if they do have it, and they don't have flying for me, we're just going to make this true. But if the tower does not have flying, then we're going to make both of them false. You can do the same for that. But if the tower does have flying, but not a hidden, so it has a flying one of these, and it's called flying, but it's not called hidden, but there's one that, but there isn't one called hidden, then we make flying detection true, and hidden is automatically set to false. But if selected tower has a hidden value and the selected tower in the config, find the first child flying, so if they have a hidden and flying bool value, we're going to make the first hidden detection true and the second flying detection true. I'm going to set the other two to false. And that's just how you do that. Then I'm pretty sure in tower, you can see inside of a find target, we're going to have inside of the 4 mob in the pairs. If it's not money, so if it's not a farm, we're going to find all of these. We're going to have the waypoints and all of that stuff, and distance too. If the mob is a hidden, so the mob itself as well, if I go to the mob, let's just open up Phantom, because I know Phantom, Fallen Angel has flying. It will be inside, so don't give it a config, just give it that. Give it a bool value, call it flying or hidden. So where's my Phantom? There's my Phantom, has a hidden. If the tower has hidden, but the tower, if the mob has hidden, but the tower does not have hidden in its config, then we just continue on. So the tower will not attack it. And same here. If the mob find the first child flying, so if the mob is a flying and the tower does not have the flying bull value, then we continue on and it doesn't attack. So instead of attacking, we just continue and do the range. Then we have the range here. So that's just how I've done my one here. If I make this hidden one last time. There. And we're just gonna go into a game one last time. Just to show everything off once more. And show it in action. Dude, this is gonna be a long video, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to my tutorial map. Which I also haven't set up a tutorial, that's one thing I need to do. I'm gonna go to easy. And I'm just gonna give myself a bunch of cash. It's laggy because it's in the studio, and the studio takes a lot. So I'm gonna bring in my marksman, which has flying, as you can see. So if an enemy with flying was to come in, we would attack it. And you can see I've written it gains hidden detection. So when we upgrade it, and now it's hidden detection and a flying detection. You can't view it on an enemy yet. I still need to do that. But if I just say we have our guard here, okay, I'm gonna put in just a normal rifleman before he gains hidden detection. And I think, when do they appear? Right, wave 10. So I mean, I'm not gonna make you guys wait that long, but as you can see, he gains hidden detection. Boom. He would then be able to shoot hiddens. It would be kind of... Now, this is just a choice upon for you. You don't have to do this. But if you want to make it obvious that a tower has hidden detection, you can give him sunglasses or something. In the next video, I could go through how I make, like, a burst tower. Yeah, a burst tower, like rifleman if you want, or a farm tower, like factory here, where he then gives cash. But these are both off of add-ons, but if you want me to do it, I can also credit the original person. But yeah, that's just how I've done my selection. So as you can see, that then upgrades. And I know that this doesn't really upgrade for the other towers. This only happens for this tower and guard. I'm also gonna have to change the sell price. Guard, I think, is the only tower where it makes sense, but that's just because I haven't gotten to doing them yet. This is a skin, it's not the real guard. As you can see, these are the real towers. But yeah, if you've watched all the way through and you're making a tower defense game, good luck. If you want to use anything that I've shown off with the game controller or the flying or hidden, completely fine. As I said, I think the hidden and flying was a tutorial, and the total cost and total damage is a tutorial. But yeah, good luck.